this conversation brings together two women who have spent years building real pathways for learners. Our first speaker brings over 15 years of experience across Silicon Valley and India, has driven impact driven work at Cisco, Apple, ServiceNow, and Infosys. She holds an MBA from San Jose University and IIM Bangalore. She also built a COVID helpline and went on to receive the Telangana COVID Brave Hearts Award. Deserves a round of applause. And she is a co-founder of Zuvi, a finishing school by Nav Gurukul, making tech education accessible to everyone. Please help me welcome Sandhya Ditakavi. Do you need a chair here? Would you like to sit down? Can we get two chairs, please? Okay, you can clap for her. Yeah. And our second speaker, she's a technologist turned educator with over 20 years in companies like Samsung, Yahoo, NetApp, and Nutanix, founder of, how do you say it? Pifinity? Founder of Pifinity Education Foundation, where she focuses on first generation leaders. She leads school integrated programs that build real career readiness. She's currently developing Disha, an AI platform that helps students navigate careers and scholarships with ease. Her programs have already supported over 2,000 students across government and low-income schools. Isn't that amazing? Please welcome Sheetal Kalra. Sandhya and Sheetal, over to you.
Thank you so much, Kavita, for such a warm welcome. Good morning, everyone, and let's start this session. And Sandhya, it was so nice to have you with me on this particular dais at this moment. I'm happy and honored both at the same time. But before I start on anything else, I would like you to talk about your platform, Zuvi. What exactly does it do?
Good morning, Sheetal, and wonderful to share the space with you here today and to be with wonderful audience here. Navgurkul, right, for the last 9 years has been working on one single mission to make education affordable and help underserved youth, especially women from marginalized communities, build meaningful careers, right? Zuvi, as part of Navgurkul, a digital initiative, is a finishing school working with the undergraduate students, helping them build confidence to step into tech careers. And alongside, we also build tools, practical and intelligent learning solutions for everyone to make education accessible and affordable.
That's so wonderful to hear. Now, I think I would like you to look at the theme that we have today, Unbound. And how do you think this relates to the learners of your platform? How exactly they feel unbound, or what are you doing exactly to relate them to this particular theme? And along with that, I would like to understand your learner, which is not a regular learner that we see around. And what are the psychological, barriers that shape their journey? And I would like you to help us understand that a little more.
Absolutely, right? So most of our learners, especially at Zuvi, are engineering students. So we are an official bootcamp partner for Amazon for their Amazon Future Engineer program. And we are running the 4th cohort currently. And every year, 500 girls from tier 2, tier 3 engineering colleges and also rural colleges, right, come to us, undergo a 1-year intense training boot camp and get ready for internship at Amazon. Why these scholars are different? Because they have the same potential, but unfortunately not the same means or resources at their colleges, right? And that's what we try to do here, bridge this gap, help them build confidence and technical skills that are required to ace tech careers. And not just Amazon, we work with Dell Aspire Scholars and also our residential programs. We have thousands of students in Zuvi and also our residential programs where we run focus boot camps and just help them navigate these challenges and prepare them for the world ahead.
Thank you so much, Sandhya.
Yes, Sheetal. So, we spoke about Zuvi and these are older students, right? They are college students, but I know you work with Disha, your program, which actually deals with scholars upstream for us, right? You work with students in schools. And how different is that? Can you just, and before you answer that, right? How many of you here are from the social impact space? Okay, we have few hands here, interesting. So, yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Sandhya, for that question. And I think before I start talking about what Disha is, I would like to ask you a very simple question. How many of you have taken some advice from your mentor, parent, cousin, friend, some uncle or aunt, or Google search while choosing your career, colleges, or anything related to that? How many of you? Show of hands, please. Almost every one of us, right? And that is exactly because we have those facilities available. We are working with government school students who basically are even first generation learners, implying that their parents may not be able to support them with the career decisions as wisely as we think. And these are the students who are seeking a lot of advice, guidance, and mentoring, and that is the gap that we found. No career awareness or career guidance available in the government school students. What we did is we started conducting programs in schools. From last 3 years, we are going there, conducting a lot of career awareness sessions with students, and we realize there are a lot of gaps. And what happens is that when we are here, it's great. But what happens once we leave? Who answers the questions? Who takes care of that? And that has led us to decide to make a platform called as Disha. It's a pseudonym right now. We have to think of the final name, to be very honest, at the moment. But Disha is a web platform which allows the student to look at different careers, decide what colleges and courses they should go for, and finally, how to get financial assistance in terms of scholarships or government-assisted loans that can be possible. So this is the journey that we are trying to cover as part of Disha as such.
So, as we learned about Disha, so I'm imagining these students are in environments where, a lot of fear even to ask questions. They don't know where to start, right? And what to ask even.
Right. So I'll tell you that when the field visit started, when we started going to schools, we started with a 3 to 4 hour program, and we realized that is not working out, and we expanded it to become a 12-hour program basically. We have to build a relationship with the student for them to open up and start asking questions. And we definitely help them, reach a space where they are comfortable asking questions, their doubts, because they are the ones who are in their family finally completing their 10th and 12th and looking forward to making some difference in their lives because they have spent 15 years in the education space. So that is important for them. So they definitely ask questions. But as I said that they are not getting the right answers. There is a study done by McKinsey. It is an older one, to be honest with you, 2012 basically. And McKinsey found that a lot of students drop out because of lack of guidance and financial support. I would like to know, do you have an idea how many students actually drop out after completing 12th? So gross enrollment ratio in India is, any guess, any number would be fine with me. Into colleges basically. Higher education, gross enrollment ratio. What do you think will be the number? 2040, it's 36%, very close for that matter, right? That means 64% students completing their 12th are actually not going forward for higher education. It is basically all the private school students who continue. 70% students in going for 12th are from government schools, right? So do you see a good chunk is actually not continuing their education? And that is what we realized, and one of the factors, as I've told you, is lack of guidance. So we definitely ensured that, the students get a safe space to ask questions from us, and that is how we really kind of, ensure that they get their answers, and we guided them. And this field study, as I've said, led to finally realizing that, there has to be a platform in place which will kind of guide us further.
Thank you. Yep.
So thanks, Sandhya. And I think my next question for you would be, as we all know that right now today we are in the AI space, and definitely Zooey is using some aspect of AI, right? So AI enabled. Before I ask you that question, how many of you are from the AI space or AI enabled products or something where it is related over there? Okay, that's again quite a show of hands. Thank you so much. Now coming to you, considering AI right now being such a mainstream technology, are you using it in Zuvi? And if yes, how are you using it, and how you're ensuring, typically in this space, that it is kind of supporting students coming from this typical background, and how is how you're actually making that balance work for you?
Yeah, so I think AI is the buzzword now, and especially in education, if you're not working towards integrating AI into your tech systems, you will definitely lag behind in the current ecosystem. But for us, it was different, right? It was not that we wanted to incorporate AI in some ways, but it was because of a student that we thought we should do it. And I'll tell you about the student Khushi, who's part of Amazon Future Engineer program in our previous cohorts, and she is 100% visually impaired. And what does that mean? She relies on a screen reader for 100% of her work to attend our live classes, to give assessments, and even for Amazon selection test, she uses the same screen reader, right? See, so she took the test. She never requested for any accommodations, by the way. Please note that. And when she took the test, we both spoke. I said, please do call me after the test, right? And she's like, ma'am, I did take the test, but the screen reader reads character by character. So it takes longer for me than the other students. But I think I managed to do it. Only thing is 2 questions which had diagrams, and the screen reader cannot interpret them, right? So I couldn't even take them. But I'm hoping for the best, ma'am. Let's see. That's what she said. And her spirit, right? Like I said, she never made a request for accommodation, but she would put in her 100%. And then, okay, I actually prayed for her. And when the results came, even Amazon team, right, we never mentioned it to them. But they knew there was one student. But we never tracked her whether she wrote the test or not. And the results came, she made it. And imagine, right, if it is not for a student like Khushi, who would you do it for? It is non-negotiable now. So it is for student like Khushi and every other learner who is struggling to make their space in this world, break all barriers. And that is why, especially I thought something with voice has to be integrated. And not just this, right? We are trying to scale. We have, the current Amazon cohort has 1,000 students, not 500. So we have doubled our count there. And our residential 9 campuses have another 1,000 students. So how do we scale? How do we bring hundreds of mentors for all of them? It is impossible, right? If you have to maintain the same quality. And that is where AI interviewer tool helps us, right? What we are trying to develop is a tool which students can access round the clock without any fear, language barrier, inhibitions of facing somebody, whether they can understand the accent. Some of these are just, we take it for granted a lot of times. But accent during an interview makes a big difference. That is what stops a student from even uttering a word in a room when they are facing like an interview panel, right? And it is for all these students that we had to build. And thanks to the Pragati grant by Meta and Nudge, Zoe, we call it Zoe, our AI-based voice interview assistant. We are building that, we are piloting it, but we are being very careful. We are working with the students, testing it out with them, ensuring their feedback is recorded, and they are the ones who are going to ultimately use it, right? So they have to feel safe and comfortable using this, and it has to give them the results that they are looking for.
Thank you so much, Sandhya, for this answer. So my next question to you would be that how do you still, have there been any instances where when you decided to include something like an AI coach, what was the reaction students had at that time? I am pretty sure you must have tested it with students. Was that they felt intimidated? Because I'll tell you, I worked with HackerRank at one point of time, and we were figuring out how to use AI interviews. And we found that initial reaction of software engineers that they don't know. There is somebody who is asking questions I cannot see, and that invisible thing is judging me all the time. They are looking at my facial expressions, everything, and there was a very, very big hue and cry at that time when the studies were looked at. I would love to know, typically students coming from this background, how was their reaction? And how exactly you navigated that?
So any new thing, right? We all have our inhibitions, and here, like I said, a lot of them wanted mentors, and our residential programs actually do not have any instructors round the clock. It is a self-learning mode, right? And for them, when we introduced it, I know some of them are here. They're like, "क्या और एक चीज लेके आ गए यार इसमें पहले तो मुझे सीखना है, and then I'll also have to see how to navigate this. I don't know what it is going to talk." And accent on the AI trainer, especially any AI voice-enabled tool in India, is going to be a big challenge given our hundreds of accents, right? So we said, at least give it a shot, and we are going to work with you. We are not going to build it and just give it to you, use it, right? We are co-building it with you, and let's do it together. You don't like it, bata do. Feedback mein. It is not that, we want only a glorified feedback that we'll submit back as reports. We welcome real feedback because this is being built for real learners of India. Yeah.
Thanks. And I think I'll add my story to it, that how we have used AI. So we are not incorporating right away AI in Disha platform. That's a very conscious choice that we have made. But what I did is that we actually went and created a prototype using Lovable tool. And we took that, kind of a prototype, went to our students and just showed them. We didn't do anything. We had it in a couple of laptops, couple of phones, gave them and said, start exploring and let us know your reactions. And I was amazed to see that there was a girl who was hooked onto it. It was 20 minutes and she was working, and we said, 20 minutes are over, your recess is over. Do you think, ma'am, it is so good. There is so much information. I want to see everything. Those are the reactions we were looking forward to. Then there was a person who came in and said that there are no design careers. I was thinking, imagine students coming from this background and saying creative design careers. We don't have anything in that space. We had a very small demo with very limited careers at that time, and all I have to do is I have to push. And next day I went back to the prototype, AI was there, and I immediately included few more careers, went back, and now he was satisfied that yes, there are careers available. There is another interesting incident happened that this guy finished and he actually, so what we have done in Disha is we basically looked at students in two forms. One, they say that I know what I want to do, right? And that is simple. You say, I know, you go and search for that particular career and start navigating the platform. Very simple. That was the simplest use case I could have thought of. But then 50% to 60% of my students basically say, I don't know. What should I do? Now, if I have to give a platform like this to a student, what will be that? They will be very confused. So we decided to include a very simple quiz, which they will take. And after that quiz, we will be able to tell you some probable careers. It's like a basic match of your interest around the career paths. And I noticed students taking those quiz very, very diligently. And then coming and telling me, oh yeah, this really matched. This is exactly I was thinking, but I wasn't very sure. So this again, helped us understand that this is something which we thought is required, but it's an important feature. And now we are working to ensure that the quiz is efficable, right? The efficacy has to be at least 95 to 97%, because ultimately student will start thinking in that direction using that particular tool. And I think the final thing that happened was, there was a student who came, will this be available for free for us, and when this is going to launch? And that question basically helped me decide that we are not going to charge anything to students for this particular tool and we have to find ways. And I think I really believe in social impact space. You just have to have the, the thought process, the conviction, and you will find the way to make it, work at this moment. So this is how we have managed things.
Wow.
And
then, the biggest challenge that we all have in the social impact space, you mentioned about making it free, right? The costs, the affordability, and then we have the low network coverage areas, right? At the same time, devices. How do you make sure all of them have devices, the access? How do you navigate these challenges? And any assumptions that you made while building Disha that you went in and then realized, oh, this doesn't even work here?
I think quite a few of those happened with us. So one thing is we have basically decided not to have an app, but a simple web platform that anybody can go on any website and open it up very lightly without, consuming too much internet. That is one thought that we have started with. We decided to make it little less frictionless without asking a student to first go and log into this particular platform. That means you go explore. The moment you take a quiz and you would like to save the results, we would like you to log in so that we can attach it with you. the moment you decide to save a career, the moment you decide to save a college for your future reference, that is the time when we'll push you to, go and sign up for the particular platform. So these are the ways in which we are trying to make it a little more less frictionless. From the point of assumptions, I think quiz was one of those instances for us, right? We thought, I'm not sure how many we'll use, but then I noticed even students who said that I know what I'm doing took the quiz to check whether it is aligned with what I was thinking. So those were very interesting, and that made this was a side feature for me, became a main feature for us. So that was an interesting discovery that we had. And obviously, to be honest, these students don't have access to internet and phones. There is one phone in the family, everybody is using very limited internet access. But my discussions with these students have told that they go to cyber cafe a lot to make sure that they get a chance to navigate, because they are applying for colleges, they are doing everything for that matter. So I'm hoping lightweight application is what we will be able to solve problem for them.
Wonderful.
And I think this basically brings me to the last question. And before that, I would like to, any questions from the audience at this moment before we move on to our last question? Okay. So in that case, I think
I think she had a question there.
There is a question? Yeah. I think I'm not able to hear you. Can we have a mic, please?
Both of you, thanks for the session, and since both of you are doing great work in respective space, so I think you mentioned of Khushi, and which was inspirational for you. So something in the same line, like if you can bring up about, I'm sure like there are a couple of students and new aspiring women and men as well. So any more examples you can add to help? I mean, even we can also add to it. I know few people around me who might be looking for similar help, but anything more to add, like how can actually other people also contribute and help in your line of work?
Absolutely. If I understand your question, you're asking about if I had any more examples or stories that I would like to share, right?
Yeah, it was like a two-part question. One was about few more examples, inspirational stories, and how practically anybody could actually reach you out and maybe refer somebody in that matter.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Talking about stories, right? So Khushi was just one of the students in our Zubi cohorts at Navgurukul residential programs, right? Over the last 9 years, we have had multiple inspiring stories. We had Kajal, a daughter of a rickshaw puller in Delhi, who joined us, barely after finishing her 9th grade, right? Imagine a 17-year-old walks into a residential campus, doesn't know what she's in for, but one thing was sure, her determination to succeed, right? And make the most of this opportunity. And I think that's where all of us, be it those students from marginalized communities or others, right? Opportunity, how we utilize it, that is where the difference comes from. And today, I am so happy for Kajal because she's working at an MNC, earning 8 lakhs per annum. And, she's an inspiration for all of us and for the girls here. We have some girls from Navgurukul as well in the first 2 rows. So please give them a huge round of applause. The battles they fought at home, the barriers that they are trying to break, come here, trying to make a mark in the industry, build careers is very inspiring.
Does anyone want to share anything? 1 word, 2 words, they'll feel happy, no? Anyone? Do you have tears in your eyes? No? Okay. Anyone want to share? You have a question? Let me ask him. Anyone want to share yours? Yeah, quickly.
Yeah, so just about the Navgurukul and Zoe. So Navgurukul is doing really a wonderful job. Also, here are students, and even I was the student of Navgurukul. And if today I'm here, always I'll say just because of Navgurukul. And yes, I'll say thank you to Navgurukul and Sandhya and Sheetal. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I think she has a question. After that, I'll come. That will be the last question.
Hello, this is Alpana. It was very inspirational to hear your story. Now, since you are trying to build AI, the role of AI, so I would ask a question specifically to that.
Sure.
So AI would need a heavy application, right? And so essentially my question is, how are you handling data and the security part? And going forward, what is your roadmap for your AI, incorporation, the way you would see it playing a pivotal role, right? That's what you are moving towards. So
Yes.
if you can elaborate on that, that would
Yeah.
be.
Thank you for bringing up data integrity, right? Especially AI in education, and we are working with these vulnerable groups. Uh, Guardrails is something we put in place and we take very seriously, right? Be it strong data privacy practices or content safety filters, right? And also train the model, set boundaries so it responds within the threshold and within the limits while making sure continuously identify and check for biases. It's an ongoing process, so we have humans in loop, right? We obviously don't just rely on AI output and hand it over to the student. That's the reason we are doing multiple iterations, piloting it. So the students give us feedback, right? A language, be it an inappropriate language, be it Disha or our students, right? It is very important we safeguard and we provide them a safe space to interact, learn, and grow. So, yes, we are learning, and I know every time we say we have a good guardrail in place, and something new comes up in the industry, and then you have to check for this as well. So, we are learning. I wouldn't say we are perfect yet, but we are evolving, we are iterating to make sure our model is safe for our students.
I think I add to this by saying that we are developing a platform right now. And as I've told that we have decided not to have AI in the first phase. Because that is a time when we are learning how students are using our platform. We already have a lot of database around careers, colleges, and scholarships in place. We would train the AI based on how students are going to use the platform. And after that training, it's in the second or third phase, we plan to introduce AI-based audio bot for counseling for students. And interestingly, if you notice, the moment you make it audio-based, you're actually giving even power to parents who can come and ask questions to a audio-based bot, right? So that is exactly what we thought that, we are going to do very, and that is a very conscious choice because going wrong in AI is very, very easy, to be very honest. And we definitely, and this is a crucial platform which students are going to use. We want to be right as much as possible. So that's how we are dealing with it, right?
Okay, one more question and then we'll stop. Please go ahead.
Yeah,
and
hi,
before you, we have a fantastic session by a very young woman. All of you are going, if this session was aspiration, next one is inspiration. Ghost workers of AI. So please stay back. I request all of you to attend the session and let's have some fun with ghost workers of AI also. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, ma'am. It was very wonderful session. I got few useful points from you guys, and this is Neeraja. So I have a simple question. I work with accessibility. So you just told that you are building like voice control, right? So is it like only dedicated to particular application, or is it like where people can use for any kind of applications?
So we are building it like a microservice. So anybody can use it, and we can also package it with our in-house LMS. Zubi is our in-house LMS also, where students log in and take live sessions, recordings are available. But we want to make sure it is standalone as well and available for all.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you so much. And I call upon the session chair, Alpana, to give away our mementos to our guests. Please come. Yeah. Is there anything else you all want to add or?
Yes.
I think just last one thing, I would like, Sandhya to talk about what Unbound means to you and how really you see your work coming together with Unbound theme of GHC.
Great question.
Yes. So I lived in the US as well. Even in the US or here, right, what I realized is back in the US when we were working with students who were high school dropouts, and we would help them with vocational training scholarships. And one vocational training scholarship, it feels like, okay, just one child got a scholarship. No. But it actually enables their entire community. And even here at Navgurukul, one job is not one job, but their 20 people's lives have changed, right? And that is what Unbound is. Helping these students, supporting them break the barriers they were born into, and actually make them realize the dreams they could never even think of dreaming. That is Unbound to me.
Thanks, Sandhya.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for being with us today. And Alpana, if you can do the honors for us, please come.
Thank you. And meanwhile, we have an AV that we would like to play in the end,
Okay.
if time permits. Yes.
Do you have the AV ready? Okay. हाँ, chair कर देते. Is the AV ready? Yeah, okay.
When it comes to rural areas, it is nearly impossible to access high quality technical education for first generation learners. In many homes, the internet is now available, but real learning that takes more than just an internet connection. It takes the right methods, the right mentorship, and the courage to question. The problem is not talent, but the problem is opportunity. And that's why we built Navgurukul to make high quality tech education accessible and affordable for everyone. With over 8 campuses and 1 remote learning program, Navgurukul is already changing lives. Traditional education is often unaffordable and lacks direct access to employment. Our programs are free, aligned to the industry needs, and placement driven. Ultimately, we are reimagining education to make it inclusive, outcome focused, and truly empowering. We built Zuvi, our AI powered learning management system, and Zo, an interview prep that will help students 24/7. With Zuvi and Zo, we have been able to reduce traditional education costs by over 40%. Now, through Zo, students can instantly get help wherever they are. These AI assistants help students resolve their doubts in real time. The idea is to automate parts of the tutoring process so we can bring down the cost of educating each student from around 15,000 rupees to just 9,000 without compromising on quality.
Zuvi is basically where learning meets doing. We have got live classes, hands-on coding, proctored tests, all in one place. The idea is simple. Don't just dump content on students, actually guide them to master skills and apply them. It's like having your entire learning journey mapped out for success. With Zuvi, students go from learning a concept in class to practicing it in challenges to getting grilled by Zoo in a mock interview. By the time they face a real recruiter, it's not their first rodeo. They are sharper, more confident, and know exactly what to expect. We are not guessing what the students need. We track their progress, see where they are getting stuck, and adjust. Zoe uses that data to tailor her questions and feedback. So every student gets the right push at the right time. It's super personal without needing a human to sit down with you 24/7. We are trying to provide them both the self-belief and the skills to walk into any interview and own it. All of this is built entirely in-house, which gives us full control to improve performance, personalize experience, and scale affordably.
सो जूवी का जो करिकुलम था फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल बहुत स्ट्रक्चर्ड था, जो रिएक्ट बूट कैम्प का था। उसमें हमने सब कुछ बहुत स्क्रैच से सीखा, जो कि हमें एक इंस्ट्रक्टर के थ्रू सिखाया गया। उसके बाद जब पूरा हमने सीख लिया, उसमें टेस्ट होते थे, क्विज होती थी, रिवीजन होता था और इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन भी इन्वॉल्व होता था। एंड आफ्टर लर्निंग ऑल ऑफ दिस, I also built one website for an NGO of Bihar, and secondly, I am working as a web development intern at DG Mission Fly, which is a remote work.
At Navgurukul, our mission is to break the barrier for learning. Here, AI meets ambition and every learner finds a guide.
Louder. Thank you so much. And thank you, Sheetal and Sandhya.